day 70. It's 70 licks, man. That's a lot of licks. Anyways, so see, I'm wearing my Hawaiian shirt here. You know why? Because it's really hot and humid in Tokyo, and so I'm sort of in the tropical mood or something. Anyways, so for lick of the day 70, I'm going to be sticking with that sequence idea that we did on the last two. And I'm using F Mixolydian on the F7 chord, which is the 4 chord in our C slow blues, right? So if you don't really understand what I'm talking about when I talk about Mixolydian, you probably want to go back to a few lessons ago on the Mixolydian scale and have a listen to that, or have a look at that. But basically, F Mixolydian is going to be B flat major, and it doesn't really matter if you want to see it as B flat major or you want to see it as F Mixolydian. To me, it doesn't make any difference. I see those as the same things, but I always am aware of where the chord tones are. So I'm thinking B flat major scale with the F, A, C, and E flat notes as like things that I want to lay on or shoot for or aim for, right? So that's the way that's going to work. Now, when we talk about sequences, you should really be practicing a lot of sequences. And remember, when I do these licks of the days, to me, the lick is not near as important as like the concept. So if you can not even learn this lick, but sort of understand the way that I'm asking you to, or I'm suggesting that you practice, it'll do you a lot of good in your playing. Okay, so sequences, there's so many different ways to play sequences. Now remember, F7 is B flat major. Okay, so now when you play a sequences, there's different ways to think of it, but in this case, why don't we break it down into some real basics here? So, for instance, how about you go scale tone above to the note that you're going to play? So, in other words, this is the lowest note of that B flat major scale, right? So, look, scale tone above, scale tone above the next one, scale tone above. Right? But what if I said you could play chromatic below that, the same scale tones? Look. Now, this alone will give you like a jazzy sound when you just approach chromatically, okay? So, now what if we take this one step further and we play scale tone above, chromatic below each note in the scale? Watch. Remember, lowest note is right there. All right, so see, this A note would be a perfectly fine place to start. Do you know why? Because it's the third of F7 chord tone. But I'd want it to start right on the downbeat, right? So I would go 1 and, I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 1, 2, 3. But in this case, I didn't start on A. Why? Just because I didn't. I started on C, which is the 5th, but I did the same thing, 4 and 1. So I went 2, 3. And that F note where I stop is the root of F. So I start on a chord tone and I end on a chord tone. by this time, that one chord is going to show up, so I just go right from that F note and I slide up into the pentatonic scale. Right? So, you know, I would suggest you work on the sequences. You try to get the sequences into your playing over a dominant chord, and you'll be happy that you did it, because it'll all of a sudden give you like a jazz kind of vibe, and sometimes you want that. Okay, so give it a try and let me know how that goes. All right, so have a nice day.